Hey Gaming Buzz fans, it's Jacob and Jason.
Hello.
And we are back for another pickup video. It's been a while.
It has.
So today I have a ton of stuff over to the side to show off. Actually a lot. Jason, you do not have as much stuff to show off.
Yeah, about 9 things with me.
But he has cool things. So as we were saying before we started recording, he has quality, I have quantity. So these are all games we purchased ourselves. None of it was given away to us, you know, as like sponsorship weirdo things or anything like that. Just want to say that.
This is stuff we had to find.
Yes. And let's get started? Yeah?
Yeah.
All right. Who's going first? Probably me, right?
Yeah, we'll start with a few of yours.
We got to get through the stacks. All right. Let's go for some cartridges. I picked up this really strange game. I've never played this, and I still have never played this. Monster Truck Madness 64. The entire reason I picked this game up is it's a Nintendo 64 game that has Rockstar's logo on it, which is cool, and it also has Microsoft's. Look at that. It's made by Rockstar and Microsoft. That's really interesting. So I picked it up for that reason. And then pretty much every time we do one of these pickup videos, I end up showing off some Super Famicom games that I've picked up because I really like the Super Famicom. I've said that before. And just the other day, I picked up Final Fight and Final Fight 2. Nice to have, and they're considerably cheaper than the English versions. And it's not exactly like you need to know Japanese to know how to punch someone. All right, then we have, let's go for more cartridges, the small ones. We have some Game Boy Advance games. We have Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories. Have you ever played this?
Chain of Memories happened, it was before the first one or between 1 and 2?
Between 1 and 2. It's the one that's a card game.
Yep.
Yeah, it's interesting and pretty decent, I think.
There's so many of them, I try to keep them in order.
So this one, I did not really know what it was when I bought it, but I found it intriguing because it had, you know, kind of anime art on it, so I'm like, maybe it's an RPG. And it's called Sigma Star Saga. Turns out, it's a shoot 'em up, which is even better than it being in an RPG in my eyes. That is awesome, and it looks pretty fun too. Then we got a couple DS games. We got Fossil Fighters, that's a cool game. I picked it up for $2. Then we got Spectrobes. Darian's a big fan of Spectrobes. He said this one's really hard.
They keep telling me to play Spectrobes. I haven't gotten around to it yet.
That was also $2. And then I got a copy of Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Blue Rescue Team. Also $2. These were all from GameStop from their clearance. They're going crazy with DS games right now. So if you're into DS, now's the time. All right. That was a decent wall of my stuff. Why don't you show off one of your items?
Start with this one because it's one of the more interesting ones. Day of the Sky Soldier.
I actually don't own this yet, but I was like the first person. Christian actually owns the same version you have.
Right, and I'm pretty sure Darian does too.
Maybe?
Yeah,
yes.
so
yes,
Jacob's
does.
the only one in the room.
I'm the only one. I'm the one who introduced both of them to it, and I never picked it up.
More importantly, it has the Wii version, which wasn't actually released on hard disk on the Wii until this.
Mm-hmm. It is made by
NIS.
Yeah, and it's got some ties to the creators of Sonic the Hedgehog. It's interesting. It's a really good game. I actually think the Wii version's much better than the Wii U version. So
I love the art.
Getting the special editions, like, good. All right, my turn again. I know we're spreading Jason's stuff out. Let's go for.
It's for good reason.
Some PlayStation stuff. How's that? PS1 and PS2. Final Fantasy Tactics.
Which is a must-have if you're into any strategy RPG whatsoever.
Mm-hmm. It's a great game, and I got this at an absolute steal. I found this at a, like, not necessarily a garage sale. It was like one of those garage sales where a whole bunch of families pile their stuff together. 9 cents.
And if you really liked the game after playing on the PlayStation 1, the PSP version added even more.
Coming. I knew that was coming. You love the PSP
yes,
one.
Yes, I do.
The only other PS1 I got is Sim Theme Park, which you'll see later that if a game has Sim in its title, minus The Sims, I instantly want it. Then we've got some PS2 games. We have Armored Core 2, Another Age.
I'm a huge fan of the Armored Core series. They announced the 6 recently. I've been patiently waiting for it. I think the only one I do not own is Armored Core 5.
So now I own 2 and 3 are the ones I own currently. We have Dragon Ball Z Budokai 3. I've been really getting into Dragon Ball recently.
It's not the good one, but it's decent.
I think it's pretty good. I mean, it's got a really nice roster of characters, so it's good. Then, Jason, when I first showed you this, you were all over it. We have Leisure Suit Larry.
Which has been dumbed down since it first came out. But,
Magna Cum Laude.
But
It's, well, the cover says it all.
Yep.
And then last for PS2 games, seeing as this is my favorite Final Fantasy game, I did pick up the Steelbook version of Final Fantasy XII, the Collector's Edition. Though I am bummed out it's missing the manual.
And if you don't want to go put that far back, you can get it on the PS4 now.
Yes. All right, want to show off one more item.
Yeah, I got a couple.
Okay. Ooh, PlayStation.
Yep. We'll save the last PS4 one for last.
Yes.
I have Touhou Gensu Rondo Bullet Ballet. It's a bullet hell game. Bullet hell games are just ridiculously impossible for me. I can barely get past the first couple levels.
But they're fun, right?
Yeah.
Let me see.
And the series is ongoing, not only as a bullet hell, but as like a fighter, and I think they did some RPGs.
Is this one of the Toho Project games?
I think so.
Yeah, it looks like it. I'm not that familiar with them. I played some of the earlier ones.
I also picked up God Eater 2.
Good game.
If you like Monster Hunter, it's kind of similar in a way. A lot more RPG, but really fun. And then, because of my love for tactics games, I picked up God Wars Future Past. Again, by NIS. One of my favorite companies. They do a lot of turn-based strategy games.
Yeah. They're quite good. All right, my turn. Let's go back to Nintendo. Just some... I'll get to the big one as well. Let's start with GameCube. First of all, I picked up some GameCube games at a garage sale. I picked up Naruto Clash of Ninja, which I already own, but I own the Japanese version, not the English, so it's kind of cool to have both to compare. Because if you don't know, GameCube games in Japan are tiny, so it's like, hey, here's a big one, here's a small one. And then I also picked up this absolutely riddled with stickers version of Sonic Heroes.
Looks like some water damage there, too.
Yeah, the case is not in great condition. The games aren't scratched, though, so... And the best part, I did not bring them, but I know I told you at one point. At the same time, I picked up 3 first-party GameCube controllers. And the entire order, also a copy of BioShock for PS3, but I got rid of that pretty quick because I already had it. All of that was under $5. Good. How do you say about, under $1 GameCube controllers?
Pretty good.
Even if they're broken, that's good.
Even if they're broken, they're like $10.
Then we have Pokemon XD Gay of Darkness,
which
recent
is
pickup.
It's one that's actually the best of the non-main series games.
I'd agree. I like this game quite a bit.
Games.
Plus the cover is shiny. It's decently pricey too. I mean,
40-ish bucks.
Yeah. And then we have a copy of Wii Play.
One of the most sold Wii games.
Yes.
When the Wii came out, GameStop employees were trained to sell that with pretty much every Wii, and it was like an 80% attach rate.
So this game is not something anyone should want.
No, if you get it cheap, just do it for the collection. But
the only reason it's in my collection is because I got it for free. Someone gave it to me because they're like, please take this. I will say this case is one of the worst condition cases I've ever seen. It's bad. And then last 2 things I'll show off till we pass it back to Jason. We have some complete in-box stuff. We have a complete in-box copy of Perfect Dark. Hasn't aged the greatest, true, but I still really like it. And it's a really nice looking box.
Overall, to me, Perfect Dark ended up being better than Bond, though Bond still has a soft spot in my heart.
Plus, you can play this on like the Xbox 360 with updated controls that make it much more playable. And then I have a copy of Pokemon Pinball Ruby and Sapphire. So this is like a double whammy for me because I love complete in-box Game Boy stuff, and I also, love collecting Pokemon stuff. And this is a game my girlfriend was looking for a long time, and we just hadn't found, and we found it conveniently in a local game store that Jason happens to work for, at a reasonable price, and it wasn't even a, hey, should we get this? It was a, that's ours.
That's what I did with one of mine.
Your turn.
I was going to do the other ones, but I'll do this one, because this was that game for me that I saw it, and it was just going to happen.
This is his holy grail.
I have been looking for this game for like 5 years.
I think when I met you, years ago, you mentioned you were looking for this game.
I did not want to buy this game online, because I had no idea what condition it was going to come in. It's one of the hardest games you can play on the PlayStation, and if you have the PC version outside of downloading it on Steam, it can only be played on Windows 95.
Yep.
The better part about it was that it's got its manual, everything's in good shape. It's still got its soft...
Even has the foam insert.
If you like strategy games, this game is absolutely amazing.
XCOM.
It's challenging. It's all the right things all in one.
Ooh. I just noticed I totally forgot something.
Your micropose game?
No, not that. That'll come later. I forgot to show off this with the N64 stuff. You want to explain this, or should I?
The Dex Drive was one of those like third-party attachment things for the 64 that allowed you to basically transfer your save files from one memory card to another with use of the PC.
Which is incredibly useful because, one, the N64 really does not have a great way to manage save data, but also you can say give your save data to friends, you can back up your save data, or you can download new saves from the internet.
Right.
And it was relatively cheap. It connects through Parallel, so you're not going to connect it to most modern PCs unless you have some adapters, and it probably won't work anyways. But I don't know. It mixes my love of, N64 and my love of retro PC stuff, so I had to have it. Plus, once again, and you'll notice that pattern here, it's shiny. All right, I guess I'll keep going then, because I got a lot to go through still. We got Sega stuff. So a couple months back, I picked up a Saturn, a new one, because I had gotten rid of my old one years before, and I felt I wanted to get back into Saturn collecting. And I got my Saturn, and here were the games I got with it at first. I have a couple others, but these are the ones I decided to bring with me today. I have Daytona USA, and The Need for Speed.
Need for Speed, arguably the better of the two, but...
They both have their pros and cons. I think Daytona USA looks better, but it's like rendering distance is really terrible, and its frame rate sucks.
They're still on a better system than your next couple games.
Oh. Again, Jason, what is with you and Dreamcast hate? So first, we got a racing game. This is Pod. It's weird. It's weird. Have you ever played Pod?
No.
It's not like any racing game I've really ever played. It just feels different. I guess you could compare it to the Wipeout games. I think that's the closest comparison I could make. And then I got on a really big kick for some 90s skateboarding. So we got some Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, the Dreamcast version, the best version. This is not even, like, I know Jason likes to pick on the Dreamcast, but this is not debatable. The Dreamcast version of the first three Tony Hawk's games are the best. And then we got Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2. Yes. Good stuff. All right, your turn.
All right. More recently, in the past month, as a matter of fact, the day before yesterday, I picked up Concept Revolt. It's the 20th anniversary of the Concept series, which actually started on the PS2. And then they did one on the 360 called Cul-de-Sac Saga. And now we have Revolt on the 3DS. It's Magic the Gathering meets Monopoly.
And it's
best way to explain
fun. It is really good. I like it.
There's a lot of replay, a lot of deck mixing, things like that. It's really a blast.
And it's one of those games that no matter what is going to be rare someday. I really do feel that. Next.
Kill Your Annie. Or Ellie, sorry. Wow. So used to saying Annie. It's on the PlayStation. Of course, it's import. It's the only way to get the game. Super small disc.
Wait, what? What? What is this? Is this... Is that like... I'm wondering if... Because you got the other disc back there. Is that like a CD?
Yeah, so...
That's really cute.
Yep. So...
That's almost like a GameCube game.
Like a little mini CD with it, and then behind the manual is the full game.
That's really cool. I like that.
Picked it up for a reasonable price. It's one of those series that I've been trying to find most of the series for. I'm doing pretty well. There's still a bunch I need, but it's a good start in the right direction. And then I finally found it.
He's been looking.
It's not a great game at all.
Nope. I'd give it like a C, honestly.
But the special edition was super hard to get a hold of. Just like anything else that, like this series, because this is Fire Emblem Cross Shin Megami. Like
you need to own it just because it's that.
Yeah. That was really working title. They turned it to the crappy title Tokyo Mirage Sessions.
Yeah, no. You gotta use the full one. Tokyo Mirage Sessions Sharp FE.
Yep.
Which is the stupidest name.
I had the choice between buying this or Ikaruga. I chose this because Ikaruga is going to be easier to find.
Yes. So going from one strange crossover game, I think I've got another one we can talk about. It's not at the top of my stack because I didn't prepare for this. Pokemon Conquest. Have you played this?
Briefly, but Conquest is what I played of it, made it up there with Gale of Darkness, but not better than.
It's one of my favorites, and I think it's, in my opinion, it is the most underrated game in the series, and it is starting to climb in price. It's at like $25 right now just for this, but I see it getting expensive. So if you don't know, this is a crossover between Pokemon and Nobunaga's Ambition, a primarily Japanese-only series of strategy games that take place in feudal Japan and is the nerdiest thing you could ever play. And this simplifies it a little bit while adding in Pokemon elements, and it's fantastic. I love this game. Do you like it?
Again, strategy games.
I mean, you're not a big Pokemon fan, right?
Not the hugest, but I do dabble in a lot of them.
But do you like this one?
Yes.
All right. I guess we'll just go from that to another game with Conquest in its name. We have a copy of Fire Emblem Fates Conquest. It's all right.
One of the 3 Fates games.
Mm-hmm. I have not played it at all. Actually, this was bought for my girlfriend because she is a really big Fire Emblem fan. She didn't really like it.
Fates is largely considered one of the weakest of the series.
Yeah, she's like, it has nothing on Awakening.
I'm trying to find the special edition of that because it comes with all 3 of them on one disc.
And then this is kind of clunky because I got DS and 3DS left because I had to make that Conquest transition. Let's just go through the DS games first. We have Dragon Quest IX, Sentinels of the Starry Skies.
Always a good
Sorry,
choice.
Dalton, it's the best Dragon Quest game. Then we have Kingdom Hearts 358 over 2 days. Yes, that's how you pronounce the name. It's dumb.
Well, it's 358 half days, but...
It's supposed to be, but the way you actually pronounce it is over 2 days. I'm like, it's not over 2... What? What are you doing? Right. So the thing with this game, it's not very good, but it was my first game in the Kingdom Hearts series, and it's rather impressive graphically as a 3DS game, so I appreciate it for that. Elite Beat Agents. You like this game?
It's an awkward game.
It is awkward, but it's so ridiculous you kind of can't help but smile as you play it. It almost reminds me of WarioWare in that aspect.
That's kind of why I want the wrapper when it comes back out.
And then we have, I think it's already out, isn't it?
I think so.
Yeah. And then we got Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, in a really terrible case. It's not doing very well, but
Right.
hey.
Isn't Bill Lumberg the voice of Phoenix Wright?
I don't know.
Pretty sure he is.
And then one more 3DS game here. We have Animal Crossing, New Leaf, the re-release Welcome Amiibo edition. I got this because my original copy got stolen years ago, and I wanted to get back into playing it. And it was only $20 because it's a Nintendo Select.
Yep.
So why not?
Selects. Yeah.
And I will pass it back to you for your. Oh
The
no,
one
you've
that
got that. No.
fine.
Okay, if you're doing that, that has to
This
be
is the last one.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. So then I have to go through this first.
Just rapid fire your stats.
Oh, if I don't break the bottom case, I might. So, as you may or may not know, if you've ever watched one of these before, I like PC games. I like retro PC games in particular, and these are all that. So I'm just gonna rapid fire through them because there's a good chunk here. SimCity 2000. And oddly enough, when I bought this at Goodwill, it also had a copy of Windows 95 in it. That was a cool little bonus. Then we have Sim Isle. Then we have Sim Farm. Save that one. And then we have Doom 2. And then we have, cover up the code, Warcraft 3. And then we have Quake 2. And then we have Hot Wheels Stunt Track Driver 2, Getting Dirty. And I got this purely because I thought Darian would enjoy it, and I think, yeah, he wants it. Then we have Microsoft Flight Simulator for Windows 95 and Windows 98. Then we have a copy of Far Cry. And then the most interesting one, I'd say, we have a copy of a Microprose game. Microprose made another game we showed off today. What game was that? Oh, look at that. XCOM. So this is a PC Microprose game called Master of Orion. I don't know that much about it. I know it's a strategy game and, it's kind of a cult classic. And I found this. Plays a bit like XCOM, though more spacey. Is that how you... Spacey?
It's the easiest way to explain it.
It's Kevin Spacey.
Right. Microprose, when they were doing games, did a lot of strategy games, and back in their day, they were probably the best strategy games you could play.
And this one, although it's only the jewel case release, it is still sealed. That's really neat. You don't find a good game sealed ever. And last, for me, I have these. These are really interesting. I like these. So these are Game Trust collections. I guess they were part of Indie Box, which is like a monthly indie thing. And then they were re-released through GameStop as things you could actually buy without, a subscription. And these were on clearance at our local GameStop for $5 a piece. So I grabbed up the ones I was interested in, though I'm kicking myself for not buying all of them. They had a few others. Because they are like individually numbered in the series, and now I want all of them. So these are also, I should mention, they're all in steelbooks with discs and a download code in them and some other goodies. They're really quite nice, though I'm probably going to keep them all sealed. We have Rogue Legacy,
which is really fun.
He's a big fan. We have Punch Club. I love this game. It's fantastic. It's like SimCity meets boxing. It's weird. We have probably the best one of the bunch, Guacamelee. And this comes with like its expansions, or like DLC. It's Guacamelee Super Turbo Championship Edition. And then we have Thomas.
The most depressing game in his collection.
Thomas Was Alone.
It's a very depressing game.
It's a very depressing game, but I love its minimalist art style, and it comes across really well on the game's cover.
Yep.
So that is it for me. I know that was a lot, but let's go to the coolest item.
Then my trump card for stuff. I have the Take Your Heart edition of Persona 5. I've kept it sealed, so full legitimate seal.
Do you have another copy to actually play?
I do not. This is the only copy of Persona 5 I have right now.
Will you be getting another so you can actually play it?
Eventually.
Yeah, because you don't want to open this.
No.
No.
No, it's just like anything else Atlas does. It collects value and it gets insanely hard to find almost right off the gate.
That is not only is it, clearly
It's
quite
heavy.
big, it's heavy. What's all in this? Here, you read the contents because you can see.
Because I can see.
Yes.
So it comes with a 64-page art book, a soundtrack, collector's box, steelbook with game, 4-inch Morgana plush, and a school bag.
That's a lot to get. Do you know how much that was when you bought it?
Probably about $100, give or take.
That's fair. It's like $40 extra for all the goodies and the nice, huge box. I'm sure you've put this on your shelf already and are like, bam.
Yeah, it's...
that must look great on a shelf.
I still need to take a picture for you guys to show you just what my gaming shelves look like.
Maybe we should do an entire piece on that, like how all four of us actually, how our games look. That would be cool, right? If you guys want to see that, let us know in the comments below. That's everything.
Yeah.
That was a lot of games to go through, some really cool items. You guys should let us know in the comments below what item from all these was your favorite that we picked up. Anything else?
Next time I'll probably have more.
Yes. So you should subscribe and hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss the next time we do a pickup video. And if, you guys actually show some interest, we might actually do more than one per year.
Right.
Oh. And we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.